This is another great seated exercise. It's an arched, neutral, and crunched side bend. So we're trying to work the muscles on each side of our spine, then our obliques, then our front. So it just depends on what position we're in. First one, we're going to be arched back. Second one's neutral, and the third one is crunched, but still keeping the chest lifted. So the first one, we're going to keep the shoulder blades back, try to hike up one hip a little bit, and arch the back. Hike that hip up, and then we're going to try a side bend all the way over to that side. So you don't want to shift or anything. You want to kind of feel like a candy cane or a slinky as you stay arched, hike that hip, and crunch over to one side. So we're going to try to hold that. I feel it under my shoulder blades, down the left side of my back, feel everything working a bit, and then use muscles from the right to pull you up, and the left side lifts you back up. Then you would repeat on the other side. The next one is neutral. Just keep pressing into the disc, hike up a hip, and then crunch over to one side. This is where you feel a little bit more right on the sides. You're not going to feel your back as much. And then you can bring yourself back to the center, hike up the other side, and crunch over that side. And we're just looking for things like try not to move the shoulder forward or lead with that shoulder. Try to really ground here and take your time on these movements. It's not about how fast you can go. The last one, you're going to be crunched, and having the disc helps a bit because you can kind of crunch here, but that back stays fairly neutral. Just feel those guys engage. And then you can either do a hip hike or stay square. If your hip hike doesn't feel right, just worry about the crunch part, okay? So you have your hips under, crunch a little bit, and then crunch to one side. So now I'm feeling it between my left hip and my left ribs, getting a really nice front crunch. And then coming back to the center, crunch, and this side. This can really help loosen one side of your back as well. And then you can come back to the center and let everything reset.